Hello, it is very late at night on Monday, September the 14th, 2020, and first day back to work. It was a very busy day today. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. It seems like everything is happening this week. We have multiple professional development sessions all week long this week and another big one next week, which I'm grateful for and I normally really enjoy, but it's also interim report week and we're doing them a little bit differently this time because of virtual learning, which makes sense, but I'm trying to still contact some parents that I haven't been able to get a hold of yet. I'm trying to do progress reports. I'm trying to update grades for kids that are turning things in late and just keep up with my everyday teaching. And my husband has 2 doctor's appointments this week, one of them which I have to go to, and it's like not close to our house. So I'm feeling very overwhelmed, a little bit stressed, but I'm trying not to let it get to me. I did have a really good weekend this last weekend, and normally we take like a week vacation at the end of the summer before school started, but because we weren't really sure what was going on with school and whether or not we were going to have to get our rooms ready really quickly, we did not take that week vacation in August this year. Plus we had just had the wedding and there was a lot going on, so we didn't really have an opportunity to do that this year. So instead we went on 2 mini trips. I was going through some of the things that I needed to do for tomorrow and I'm finally done with that. I'm looking around at my house and there's a lot of picking up to do and laundry and things like that again because we've been gone. I will probably be back on a normal routine a little bit more. If that's possible. I have professional development all day long, and interspersed in between that I have to teach 2 classes and work on progress reports, so I need to go to sleep. But I have my phone, so no more really bad recordings with like static and noise and messed up sound, because I'm no longer using my husband's phone that needs to be replaced. So, plus I got on tonight on Marco Polo. I use Marco Polo with my sisters in Maryland, very close to my family, and I missed my sisters so much because I talk to them every day. Throughout the day, we Marco Polo each other, and I just really felt like there was a piece of me missing because I wasn't talking to them regularly. So I got on tonight and I caught up a little bit with the conversation in there, the family chat, and it was just like it, I don't know, it was just like this feeling of like normalcy returning, which I really needed with all of the things that are going on right now and all my responsibilities this week. I just needed that. I needed my sisters.
Hi Charlotte, welcome back. I'm sure you have like 50 billion messages to look through. It's probably impossible for you to look through them all unless you're like doing something else while you listen. But as far as like what's going on right now, we haven't been on, I feel like we haven't been talking on here very much more recently, like the last couple weeks. Things have been pretty hectic with like trying to get into some sort of groove with school. He hates it. The short, description of what's been going on the last 2 weeks. He hates it. He'll start off the day like fresh, and then about 45 minutes into his first class, which like they start him off with math, which is fine. Like he likes math, but it's 2 hours long of math. And I see him, all fresh and excited and with a smile on his face, like the first 45 minutes. And then it's like he needs a break and he needs to get up and he needs to move and it needs to be more interactive. And I basically just feel a lot of pressure. I feel like everything's my fault. I feel like he's not getting, what he needs to get out of this whole thing. And press on the X. See?
Is it scary?
No, just press on the X. It's an ad. And then the other thing is like, how do I keep Anna while both me and working? It's like impossible. So basically the iPad or video games. And I feel like I'm failing my job. I feel like I'm failing my children. I feel like I'm failing in every aspect of my life right now. So yeah, kind of sucks. And I wasn't expecting to start crying, so I apologize. Skin deep on pretty much everything I'm doing right now because I can't focus with children around me. And I don't know how to fix it. I think it's impossible. Other than I'll send them in the basement and be like, play video games for 2 hours while I get some work done. And that's what I have to do. My kids are being raised by video games right now. And Christian's at work every day, so like so yeah, it's pretty stressful.
So today I'm thinking about what my sister said, and I'm just trying to figure out how I can address the needs of parents that are going through some of these things, and how can I make things better for my students, even though her situation with my nephew is a third grade classroom. This is still an issue at the middle school. We definitely have students that need to move. We have students that need to interact with each other and they can't sit in front of the computer for long periods of time. So this is really on my mind right now. How can we make things better for the students? One thing that I do at the beginning of my class is I usually have some sort of way for the students to unwind, talk to each other about what's going on. So you'll see in this next section of my video where I've asked the students to just sort of share with me some personal things that are going on in their lives and let them know that I'm there for them and that they have the emotional support that they need. And there's someone that they can talk to if they need to.
Good morning, everybody. If you're in here, go ahead and answer the question in the orange box in the chat box. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Good?
Good. All right.
I missed you guys last week. I hate being without you for a whole week.
You do?
Yes, I hate it because I'm like, I know what's going on with all my other students, and then I'm like, you guys are just out there and I don't know what's going on. Anybody want to tell me anything good that happened since I saw you last?
Yeah, I gotta tell everybody.
What's that? Something that happened since I saw you?
No, everybody been chilling.
Just chilling. Well, chilling's good sometimes.
Yeah,
This weekend we went, it was supposed to be my graduation from my degree because I finished my degree last spring. And I was supposed to graduate. Huh?
You got a high school?
From college, from my principal degree. Remember? I was working on my. Yeah. So I finished that, and I was supposed to graduate. Like, I was supposed to go to Liberty University, where I took my online classes and walk across the stage and get my diploma in May. And then because of Corona, they moved it to September 11th, and then they moved it to next May. So I have to graduate now with the other people that are in the new class. But we went to Liberty this weekend and took pictures and stuff of me in my like cap and gown because I already had it, and we went on like a little fun trip. We went to a mill and saw how the water wheel worked, and we did some different things and went out to eat and stuff. So it was fun. I had a good weekend this weekend. I think if you have if you have a 5 or lower on that thing in your power school that says turns in assignments, this is why, because you haven't turned it in to me. So you've done it maybe, but you haven't shared it. So go to your drive, and when you go to your drive, that's, you guys all know how to get to your drive. That's just from your email or any place you see these 9 dots. That's called your waffle. Click on drive, and when you open up your drive, you've got, like, you can click recent, and that's everything that you recently worked on. So anything that you've done for me, if you opened it up and made a copy, it's going to be in here. Okay? So like if you did your lab coat for me last week, but you didn't share it, you can find it, you can open it up, and then you can click share and put in LUD and select my name, and then click send or share, and it'll share it with me. Okay? All right. Questions? Anybody have a question about turning things in?
No.
Yes, I'm happy to do that. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if you understand how to turn things in. And if you don't have your video on, turn it on for a second so you can give me a thumbs up. You understand how to turn things in, give me a thumbs up. I need to see you guys for a second too. So, right here it says that since ancient times, Tibetans had called upon people they thought to have supernatural powers called oracles for help and guidance. They knew just one man, a special type of oracle called a weather maker. He was thought to be able to forecast and, if necessary, change the weather. To the locals, he was their only hope. A special ceremony was prepared. Right here. Here's the ceremony. Who wants to read this? Can you read this for me?
Okay. According to one account, the oracle begins the ceremony by burning incense. How do you say that word?
Incense.
Incense. He drank a special tea. As music played, he fell into a deep trance, swaying back and forth in this trance. He was asked if it would rain soon. He confidently told the crowd that rain was on its way. Then he collapsed to the ground. Later that evening, rain and thunder rolled through the high mountains. Water soon flowed through the valley.
Okay, so what were the things? They're giving us like 60 seconds. To me, what's something that he did for the ceremony that was his superstition?
Well, he burned like some type of, I don't know how to explain it.
Incense.
Incense.
Incense
It's like
is
a piece of wood.
yeah, it's like the little sticks, and when you burn them, they have a certain smell. You can buy incense in like some of the hippie stores.
Oh.
Like a stick, a long stick. It sort of looks like a almost like a sparkler, and you light it, and it makes some smoke that smells a certain way. And so
then
he did that.
after that, he had to drink a tea, and then after the music started playing, he started like moving back and forth. And then somebody asked, like, would it rain soon? And
because I haven't posted it for today yet. I'm about to do it. All right, let me ask you a question. Did you guys do the activity with me last year with the toilet paper roll or not? Where we blew on the toilet paper roll? This class did not do that, did you?
No.
Okay, everybody, scavenger hunt, really quick. Go find a roll of toilet paper and bring it back. Go.
Can it have toilet paper on it?
Yeah, I need you to have toilet paper on the roll. It doesn't have to be a full roll. Go. That was fast.
That was easy.
All right. Okay, thank you. All right, so here's what I want you to do real quick before we go, and then I'm going to let you go. And this will make sense later when I give you your first assignment. I want you to hold it so that the roll of toilet paper has the top, the part that you pull down, it's on the top hanging over. Okay, everybody turn it that way.
Well, I'm good at this. I did it.
Try to pull it apart so it's not stuck to itself. Yeah. Try blowing at different angles, see which way moves the most.
Jeez, I have a headache. Ooh.
What do y'all think? Anybody have any ideas which way works the best?
Yeah, this
the
way.
weirdest thing I've ever done.
It actually goes with science. I know you don't believe me, but it does. All right. Okay, so here's what I want you to do now. I want you to put your toilet paper roll so that it's right down here. So your lips are not touching it, but you're like lining it up so that you would be blowing on the top of the roll, over the top of the roll. Make sure that the part that is undone is hanging down over that edge. Okay, now, so put it right in front of your face. Yep, and make the part in the front that's hanging down. And I want you to blow straight across the top of the roll and see what happens. You'll be able to get it to lift up by blowing across the top. Straight over the top. Yep, see how it's lifting up, Kate? Isn't that cool?
No.
Blow across the top. Did you get it? Did you figure it out? You blow across the top, it lifts it up.
yeah.
Does anybody know why that works?
Yes, because it's stuck to my face.
It's called Bernoulli's principle. I'm going to type it in chat so you can see what it looks like. Hold on.
I'm out of breath.
You can stop blowing now. It's called Bernoulli's principle, okay? I'm going to put a link for a video for you to watch after you leave this class now for fun. It's from the Ellen DeGeneres show where she does this on a big scale. But basically, Bernoulli's principle is all about air pressure, and weather has to do with air pressure, okay? Why do clouds move the way they do? Because of air pressure. So things move when there's an area of low pressure and an area of high pressure. It moves from high to low. So when you blow over the top of your toilet paper roll, it creates an area of low pressure. and that makes the stuff go up, the toilet paper go up. Okay? This is the same principle that causes air masses to move in the sky across the United States. That brings our weather to us. Isn't that cool? So that's what we're going to...
And it's just kind of a neat way to introduce weather. We're also going to go into some like density tower experiment and just talk about layers of the atmosphere and do that for a little while, and then move into recording weather data and noticing changes in weather. So it should be interesting doing that virtually. I'm gonna try to see if I can send home some thermometers for my students so that they have something that they can measure the air temperature with on a regular basis. Plus, I want them to experiment with taking temperature in different locations around their house to realize that temperature is not fixed. It's not the same everywhere. It's actually different depending on the microclimate that you are taking your temperature in. So temperature is an average in an area, which is something that most kids don't realize. They just think, oh, that's the temperature, but that's the temperature in one place. It's actually an average of different places that have reported temperature. So just to recap some of the things that I did in this lesson to intentionally address some of the concerns that my sister had in her previous video. I allowed the students to get up and move around a couple of different times. I took care of socio-emotional needs to make them feel like remote learning was a success for them, like they belonged still, like they were part of a class, and like their needs were heard. I helped them organize themselves and went over some things that they needed to know to get their work turned in, which takes some of the stress off of parents. And anytime you can take the stress off of the parents and give the kids some strategies for themselves that make them more independent, it makes things easier for them. Also, I made sure that there were fun elements included in the lesson. At the end of the lesson, I made sure that students got to do something active so that it refocused them, brought them back, let them be silly, get some of their energy out, but then it got their blood pumping because they were up and moving, and I was able to get that last word in about a very important concept, which is what I wanted to leave them with going into their work for the week. So all of these strategies that I used, including the breakout rooms where students had an opportunity to discuss with each other instead of just me talking to them the entire time, using a NewsELA article that was about a myth or a legend to interest them, to pique their interest and connect some of those literature skills to science is also a great way to get the kids more interested in what you're doing. And then hand signals, thumbs up, thumbs down. You can do lean this way, lean that way, kind of like a this or that. There's lots of ways to get your kids engaged and interactive, even though you're in a remote environment. It's going to take us time to develop more and more ways, but I felt like this lesson was a success today. I think my students learned what they needed to learn based on their chat responses and their breakout session discussion when we came back to the whole group. So I was very happy with it, and it was one of my lessons that I was able to take from the face-to-face environment and translate it into remote. So it's definitely one I'm going to keep in my bag of tricks for later on as we see what the new normal is going to look like once we return to school. I hope you enjoyed this today. I'm going to link some materials in the bottom for you so you have access to things that go with this lesson. If you have any questions, make sure to leave me a comment, or you can send me an email, which is if you click on the title of below the title, there's more information, including my contact information, that you can send me an email if you'd like to know more about specifics of using this lesson. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope that this was valuable to you and that you got something out of it that you can put in your own classroom. As always, don't forget to work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen. Bye-bye.